empowered people make informed decisions that lead to living a life without regret. This is Sara Khaki and Shawna Woods from Atlanta Divorce Law Group, and this is the Happily Ever After Divorce Podcast. Welcome to the Happily Ever After Divorce Podcast. I'm Sara Khaki with Atlanta Divorce Law Group, and I'm joined by our very own managing partner, Shawna Woods. Today, we are going to do another list. We love our lists. And today's list is the top 10 ways you can support a friend through their divorce. Shawna, you ready? You got You got 5, I got 5. So we have a top 10 list going here. I don't think we have a hierarchy here, so they're all just as good. They all come equally valuable. All right, I'm going to go first. My first one is don't pity me. So if you want to be a good friend during a friend's time of divorce, I think one of the most valuable things you can do for them is don't pity them. Don't take away their empowerment. Don't take away their sense of self and their strength and look down upon them as a weak person that's not going to get through this. So don't treat them with some sort of baby gloves, thinking that they're fragile and they're going to break. Don't pity them.
That's a great one. Mine is don't bash their spouse or say, I told you so. It's really hard when you've been on the outside looking in and you see a good friend or even a family member who has been suffering but may have been making excuses for their spouse. Whatever it is, you really have to give them that control. And to your point, Sara, let them have their power to express to you their feelings about the dissolution of the marriage, their feelings about what was going on. And a lot of times, this person's going to be a co-parent to your friend's children, to your family members' children. You do not want to be in that situation of bashing or tearing down that other person. You're there to be a sounding board. You're not there to say, I told you so.
I love that one because it leads right into my next one, which is don't make this about you. And when you're in that place of I told you so, you want to make it about you being right, that you had all the answers. So that's one version of don't make this about you. The other way that I think we can sometimes not be a good supportive friend is when we take our friend's story and we want to compare it into our story or everything they tell you. You want to talk about how, yeah, and you felt this during something or something else, and you're trying to almost one up their pain with your own stories of pain. And so this isn't about you. And you have to let your friend own the process of grieving their marriage, being angry about their marriage, and then deciding how they want to move on past their marriage and their vision for their future. And again, to Shawna's point, you're a sounding board. This isn't about you, and you are here to create space for your friend, not take up space.
I love that. And it does lead into the next one of mine, which is don't compare their situation to others, whether that's your situation or your uncle's brother's cousin down the street who went through a divorce too. Divorces are so fact specific. And guess what? Your friend may not be telling you everything. And that's not because they're not a good friend or you're not there for them. Sometimes they just don't want to share some things that are super personal or what's going on with their case or what's going on with their kids. They're keeping it to themselves. What they don't need to hear is, well, why didn't you do X like my aunt did? Or why didn't your lawyer do Y like my brother's cousin's lawyer did? Let them have their own situation. It doesn't involve you all the time.
Okay, so my next one is don't give your friend more than you can authentically offer. And I've quoted my friend Davina in this show quite a few times just because I think she's so fabulous with boundary setting. But this is a very important boundary setting you need to do for yourself so that you can continue to be a friend. Because if you let your friend's divorce make you feel needed in ways that you authentically cannot offer, you cannot authentically give, or you find yourself you are abandoning your own priorities, or you're losing yourself in the fact that you're so emotionally involved in providing what your friend is asking for or needing without any of your own healthy boundaries, it could hurt the friendship long term because you'll only sustain that for so long. And at some point, the inauthenticity of what you're giving, because it's beyond what you want to give, it's beyond what you have in your heart to give, will repel you from your friend. And then you'll see that your friend's divorce actually becomes a divider between you and your friend, and you isolate them and you step away from them. So it's actually to your friend's favor, for you, in order to be a good friend, is to give them as much as you can authentically give. And it's past that point, don't do it, because the friendship will suffer from that in long term, and your friend needs you to continue to be their friend.
I absolutely agree, and that comes into conjunction with my next one as well, is to don't not judge, right?
Right.
Your friend may be opening up about really painful things, and you may have a feeling about what they're telling you or have a feeling what their spouse has done. You're there to support your friend and to validate their feelings. You are not there to pass judgment on somebody else and how their marriage interacted, how their spouse interacted. You're there as their support system. So remember, your role in this situation is not to pass judgment, but to simply hear, support, and say, I hear you, I see you.
I love that. Again, going back to create space, don't take up space. All right. My next one is remind your friend of who they are. Remind them of their goals. Remind them of their priorities. It's very common that people lose their sense of identity throughout that process, and they lose their sense of confidence and their security in themselves. And one of the best things a good friend can do is just look them in the face and say, no, this is who you are. This is who you've always been. This is the strong man or woman you are. These are your characters. These are the things you provide for other people. These are the times you've overcome difficult things. And these are the goals and priorities you've always harbored in your life. And I think that when we're in such a sensitive place, when our instincts are all that's running, we're in a place of fear, having a friend to remind us of our own self-awareness, of our own priorities in life, can be such a huge gift. So remind me of who I am during that process. All right, you're up.
I'm up. Um, don't constantly remind your friend about the divorce, especially about their ex. Don't bring up if you saw their ex out drinking one night, you saw their ex out with someone and you want to talk crap about that person or their social media posts or just constantly bringing up what's going on now in your divorce. They'll let you
Gaslighting and
know.
drama.
Yeah, just living the drama. Go watch some shows if you need to live some drama. Be their steady rock for your friend. Allow them to take the lead, right? Tell you when they want to talk about it. Let them be free not to talk about it. Share your stories with your friend as well, right? What's going on in your life. Take your friend, to something that has nothing to do with a divorce, a comedy show, because enjoyment of life is so important through this process.
So I have my last one before you go next. Mine is sometimes just listen to me without telling me what to do. And I think we've talked about that before, of even telling our spouses that, right? Of, hey, I just need you to listen to me. I don't need you to problem solve this for me. And I think, sometimes you got to ask. We've talked about that too, where you say, hey, do you want me to listen to you right now and just let you be like, release everything that's in? Or do you want us to talk this through together? Um, and I think that might be a good place to start when your friend is in the heat of it all. They are probably already getting so much advice from 50 different angles. And the last thing they need is another opinion to filter through. I just recently went through massive medical thing for my dad. actually wasn't that massive. The medical part wasn't. The part that was so massive was the gazillion different advices that was coming at me from 50 different angles about which doctor, which treatment, what medicine. And at some point, I don't care what expert you were from where, I couldn't hear it anymore. I had enough opinions to carry me through it. It was just a matter of filtering through it. So there was moments I just needed a friend to just let me be a soundboard, and I didn't need anybody to give me any more advice on how to help my dad. I think the same thing applies here. Sometimes just listen to me and don't tell me what to do. All right, Shawna, what's your last one?
Well, we've talked about a lot of don'ts, and I want to talk about a do.
Yes.
And it is do something encouraging and uniquely special to them, right? Whether I've got a friend who gardens. If she was going through a divorce, I would probably take her to a garden or go out and garden with her. Something that is a nice small gesture to let your friend know normalcy exists in this life and you're going to get back to it.
What I love about that is you're finding what their love language is. And if you're their friend, you probably already know what their love language is, and you're giving it to them. And in that process, you're reminding them of who they are. Like you said, that friend was a gardener. So just taking them to a garden would remind them again, hey, this is who you are. You're not just a person going through a divorce. Your identity isn't tied up in this. I love that. All right, that's it. Thanks, Shawna.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Happily Ever After Divorce podcast. If you'd like to learn more, go to atlantadivorcelawgroup.com/resources.